Hey everybody, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Tammy Talks here. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into another boring episode of Married at First Sight. This is season 16. We are in Nashville, episode 2. So if you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns on various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So if you enjoy that type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thumbs up the video, hop in the comment section, all that good stuff, so that you guys can, not miss any of my future uploads, okay? So I'm trying to get the ring light out of my, it's gonna be there, okay. So, goal. We are trying to get, we as in me, I would love to have 10,000 subscribers by the end of this season. So I'm about 2,300 away. So if you watched last week's episode recap and you have not subscribed, if you're watching right now and you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, y'all. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So as most of you know, I typically do a different recap for each and every couple. But since we not getting no real forward progress, we're gonna get one recap today, and then if there is like a particular topic or something that kind of stands out in the comment section, then I'll do a supplementary video probably on Friday. All right, so let's start with Shaq and Kirsten. I'm gonna get your name right, sis. Shaq and Kirsten. So we know that Kirsten told her friends, her bridesmaids, that the tell will be of whether or not she likes him is if when she walks down that aisle and they get to the end, if she's attracted to him and she likes him, she is going to let him, they're going to kiss, on the lips. If not, then she is going to let him only kiss her on the cheek. Guess what we got? Okay. So when he sees her, he immediately smiles. You can tell that he is like extremely immediately attracted to her. She, on the other hand, looks disappointed. She had the real tight-lipped situation going on right there. So when she walks up to the aisle, she even stands kind of far away from him. So if this is Shaquille, she was here. She didn't even stand at a very normal spacing away. And I was like, oh man, that's tale number 2. So he awkwardly starts laughing. And I said, oh, what are you laughing about? So he starts laughing, and she was kind of very curtly, is there something funny? Is there something you want to talk about? And I was like, oh, she gonna eat you up. She gonna eat you up, Shaq. And he was like, no, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. God knew what he was doing when he made you. I said, oh, it's too bad that she's gonna, A-Town stomp all over you. Okay. So she gives a very kind of thanks back. It wasn't like, oh my God, thank you. You're pretty handsome too there. It was a real okay, thanks. Let's get this over with type of vibe. Don't be this way. Now we see Kirsten, excuse me. We see Kirsten in her confessionals, and she keeps saying how, I was expecting somebody to look a particular way. And, she even said before she walked down the aisle, if he does not look the way that I'm expecting, I'm going to be disappointed. You shouldn't have no expectations. You said yourself that you told the experts that you didn't, wasn't she the one that didn't really have a bunch of requirements? So what's the big deal now? So her friends say that she's like the life of the party. She likes to dress, she likes to do this, that, and the other. His friends say that he likes to dress. Remember, he's Dapper Dylan, okay? So his friends are saying that he likes to dress, but that he likes to have a good time as well. On paper, they are probably a very, very good match. It's not that Shaquille is not attractive, right? Shaquille is handsome, if you ask me. He's a very handsome guy. He seems very well manicured. He seems very nice from what we're seeing. what we're seeing, I'm sure he'll embarrass me sometime later on in the season, but from what we've seen from him so far, there's really no reason for her to be giving him the stank face and all that other type stuff. Like um there's honestly and truly no reason for her to be acting the way that she's acting towards him. You could at least be cordial. She was rude at the altar. Point blank. I don't care what y'all say. We can tussle in the comments. She was rude. She gave off very rude, standoffish, type energy at the altar. So when they go to do the kiss, like, you may now kiss your bride, they like have a stare off with each other until he finally like leans in. And then I kind of feel like even then she was like kind of stiff with him, like, oh. So he, of course, kisses her cheek, whatever. Now, as they're leaving, Shaq is saying in his confessional that he liked the fact that she did that. She put boundaries in place. He respects her even more. I said, look at you finding the silver lining in that dark cloud. That's a good trait to have. So she, on the other hand, in her confessional, is saying that he has 2 strikes. I said, God damn, we just got out the altar. Why would he have 2 strikes? A strike should not be the fact that man is bald. But whatever. So she gives him 2 strikes, 1 for being bald, and then 2 because he is younger than her, because he is saying how he was born in 91. So she is now upset that she has a man that is younger than her. I forgot Kristen's age. Let me see if I still have my notes from last week. I'll be damned. So he is a 1 year younger than her, and she's upset by that. So he tells the story. She tells him, or excuse me, he tells her he works at TSU, Tennessee State University. He talks about the tailgating. She said, oh yeah, her dad didn't even go there, but her dad likes to tailgate. And he's like, yeah, we're big on Southern because he's from Louisiana. And she's like, oh, I love sports. I'm like, look, y'all are bonding. Y'all are vibing right now so far. But it ain't for her. It ain't for her so far. So he tells the story about why he does not play sports because of the accident that he had. And it seems like they're really getting along right now. She has seemingly relaxed a little bit. She then says in another confessional that his personality and his good teeth are overshadowing his exterior. I said, oh, bitch. Don't be like that, girl. Don't be like that. Don't. Okay. So that's all we really got from Shaquille and Kirsten. Let me know what you guys feel about the 2 of them. I think she's going to like him as a person, but she's going to be superficial and aesthetically, because he is not what she wanted. That's what's going to be the deciding like X factor for them. But we'll find out. So then we have Clint and Gina. So we're still watching them pick out Texas, y'all. I didn't pay attention to a lot of the stuff that was going on there. But what I did pick up is that Clint picked out this gray suit as if he had a board meeting to go to on Monday. He picked out this plain gray suit as if he was going to be reading the Old Testament verse on Easter Sunday. That wasn't, it didn't give wedding. It didn't give wedding. She, on the other hand, picks out a dress. She looked pretty. The dress was just okay, but I think she looked pretty in the dress. So his friends are asking him, like, are you ready to wake up to the same person every day for the rest of your life? He said, yeah, I like the concept of it. And one of his friends said, look, liking the concept of something and living the reality of it are 2 very different things. Get into it, sir. This is not what we're going to do. So we're watching the 2 of them get dressed. Clint does not have on a tie, an ascot, a bow tie, a scarf, a hoodie, or nothing. Absolutely not, sir. You are not getting married out on the beach. You are getting married indoors at a makeshift altar, I'm gonna need you to have on something, or at least button up. You can at least, I've seen like the cowboys where they button it up and then they have the little, the two little strings, whatever that is called. You could have did that. You could have got a nice brooch. But you just not gonna be just open, chest hair peeking out and carrying on. I didn't like nothing about it. Clint then decides to let us know that he has slept with over 65 partners. Who asked him that? Who asked him that? Did y'all? Because I don't recall that. I don't remember that being a question of any sort. But Clint wants to let us know that he been out here hoeing. Get into it. Gina comes down the aisle looking like Donkey from Shrek with that mouth wide open. Gina said, y'all gonna see these teeth. Y'all gonna see all 32 of these babies. Nice and white and bright. I don't know. People are saying that her teeth are fake. They could be veneers. She could just have really nice teeth. Nonetheless, they're too bright white. It reminded me of, do y'all watch Friends? It reminded me of the episode of Friends where Ross went and got his teeth whitened, and it was like scary stark white. But she came down smiling and stuff with her flowers, like she was coming down in a parade. She was just all right there. Nonetheless, they kind of lock eyes. Can't tell if Clint likes her or not. It's kind of weird because we have not heard him compliment her. Correct me if I'm wrong, I have not heard Clint compliment her. So she hugs him initially, which was very nice. And his friends give a very short and bland, we want you to know he's the captain of his own ship. Like literally, he has ships. And they were named like Ding It and Got Dong It or something like that. And that was really kind of it. Her friends want you to know that she's kind-hearted and fierce, and she believes that love is a daily choice. And then they talk about how she likes adventures and stuff like that. He heard adventure, was like, oh, wait. Okay. So see him starting to relax a little bit. She then brings out her dog to bring out the rings. That dog came out and basically was like, get somebody else to do it. That dog was not in the mood. The dog came out late for one, walked up to him and was like, oh, okay. And then turned to face her. She got the ring off of his collar. That dog went and laid down. Was it nap time? Like, what was going on? But like the dog was just like, oh, okay, this what we on today? All right, I'll do what you want me to. Like, it was kind of, we didn't need it to happen, but I didn't mind it. Didn't mind it at all. So afterwards, they're talking, and we find out that Clint works in tech. Because, she was like, so I own a hair salon. She was like, you look familiar. Where do I know you from? She owns her own hair salon. She was like, so what do you do? He was like, what do you mean, like for work? How do I make money? I said, no. She's asking what you like to do on Saturday nights. She was like, well, I told you I have a salon. So what do you do? And he said that he works in tech and he's a consultant for $100 million companies, I guess, trying to impress her. And she was like, okay, cool. So you're like a nerd. So then the conversation switches to, so where do you live? He said, downtown, I have a high-rise condo. She said, oh, what building? He said, 505. She said, me too. I said, okay. Couple concerns with that. Now, I've seen people say on Twitter, like they didn't see the camera crews coming and all these different type of stuff. I don't think that it's a setup by any means. I don't think that they were like, hey, you go on and you go on, and then maybe we'll get matched together. I don't think that, but I guess my thing is Married at First Sight. You didn't see their addresses and be like, oh, I hope they don't know each other. Like that never crossed the experts or production's mind. That was weird to me. Nonetheless, they seem to be getting along thus far. Hop in the comments down below. Let me know, what do you guys think about Clint and Gina? So now we have Nicole and Chris. So Nicole said that her legs were sweating. Oh, it's an ambulance. Nicole said that her legs were sweating, like she didn't understand it. She told production, "Don't get my legs." You know, TV is shady. They zoom out, and she's standing there. She's like, "It's because my thighs are standing together. It's hot." Nicole talks so much, y'all. So while she's trying on her dresses, she was like, she don't want to look for dresses. She don't like shopping. She not in the mood. Her mother's showing her dresses. "No, thank you. Don't want to try that." I said, "Oh, don't be no bitch. Don't be a bitch. Don't." Meanwhile, Chris is telling his friends that he's scared of rejection. So his biggest fear in this is him walking down the aisle, or her walking down the aisle and her not wanting to marry him. So Chris tries on this suit, very tight on him. He was like, "I'm not even gonna be able to move. I'm just gonna be able to, do a little shimmy in my leg." So he initially was like, not gonna happen. He goes back and settles for a gray suit. Now he got just a regular plain Jane gray suit too, but his is a little zhuzhed up because he has black lining on the lapels, the black tuxedo stripe. His is a little jazzier, but I was still like, I don't like it. I don't like it. So Nicole is getting dressed for the wedding, and she said that she has not been in love since the first time Bennifer was a thing. I said, "Oh, okay." She said that she's worried about coming in too hot. So typically she is at 100, right? On a day like today, she would be at 200, but she's going to try to be at 80. I said, "Girl, just don't be annoying. That's really all you got to do. Tone it down a little bit and it'll be okay." So meanwhile, Chris is over there scared to eat because he don't want to get sick and throw up on her at the altar. I said, okay. So Nicole is asking her mom for a little bit of advice, and her mom is telling her, "Be a lady tonight." Basically on some, don't go in there and lay low and bust and spread it wide. Okay. Word to Miss Evelyn. Don't come in and like bust it wide open. Okay. And Nicole is saying, like, no, don't want to do that because he has to meet her mom, her dad, and like her siblings, the next day. And she doesn't want him to be worried because he defiled her the night before. I said, so they sent each other gifts. They're the only couple that sent each other gifts. Chris sent her a gift that had a card, a bracelet made of moonstone, and a necklace. She sent him a card and like a blue crystal, and I guess the blue crystal and the moonstone have similar meanings and protections and all that kind of stuff. So she said she's in love already. That something that simple, okay? That damn simple has caused her to be in love already. So when they meet each other as she comes down the aisle, she was like, he said his name is Chris. She's like, "I knew your name would be Chris. I'm Nicole." He was like, "I said your name would be Nicole." "No, you didn't." "Yes, I did." His mom was like, "He did, Nicole." And I'm like, "That we got this out the way." They both got on my nerves during the ceremony, because while the pastor or the officiant is trying to do what they need to do, she's like, "Yep, boom, got it. That's me. Woo, I'm excited. Let's do it. Okay, what up?" And it was like, "Girls, we don't need the ad-libs. We don't need the ad-libs. Let the officiant do what she is supposed to do. Let's get everything out the way." So her friends say that she likes to talk. Duh. And they said that she is full of selflessness and generosity. And as long as you are giving her affection, she will be yours forever. Chris's friends say that he is loyal, gentle, affectionate, and caring. And once he starts talking about something, he can't stop. So she chirps in, "Everyone's going to hate us. We're going to talk over everything." Yes, you will. Yes, you will. So afterwards, Chris kept like nervously laughing. And Chris had this look on his face where I don't know if Chris likes her or not. Is it just me? I can't tell if Chris likes her. So the entire time, Chris was just kind of like, Like Chris seemed nervous. So I don't know if it was kind of like a whoa, she's too much, or just the what the hell did I get myself into, just in general terms, right? So we don't get too much out of them aside from Chris explains, I guess Chris is missing like a piece of his finger. He was doing something with work, and I guess something fell back, something fell on his hand. He lost a piece of his finger. He said it doesn't bother him. She said it doesn't bother her. So cool. We don't need to bring it up anymore, ladies and gents. All right. That's really it for Nicole and Chris. We ain't seen no receptions. They said Shaquille and them, y'all got married last week. That's all we need to do. So then we get Dominique and McKinley. While they're looking out, picking up their tuxes and stuff, McKinley just wants to find love. Dom's dress is ugly. I'm sick of her saying she's an old soul. There is literally nothing about you that is giving old soul. She keeps pointing out that her mom signed her up. So it kind of makes me think, do you really want to be married, or do you just want to be on TV? Because that's really weird for you to be, 24 years old, and your mom to be like, yep, time to marry her ass off. So you pick a show. I feel like she's going to bother me, and so is her mom. And then for Jasmine and Airris, Jasmine wants her husband to have a nice body. Airris, on the other hand, with his friends, they're asking him if he is going to cry. And he was like, no. He said that at this point right now, during the text fitting, that he wasn't nervous. You know, he was just very even keel about everything. So his friend was like, what if she's ugly? He was like, okay, then I might cry. And it's like, you need to be crying about your hairline. So Jasmine is talking to her friends and family, or her bridesmaids, and she is nervous about meeting his family. She said, because what if he has an overprotective mom? What if he's a mama's boy? What if he has overprotective sisters or cousins? So she's nervous about that. Meanwhile, Airris, ignorant ass, is at the window, goodbye to the streets. And I said, look, this is what I'm talking about here. Why would you be saying goodbye to the streets now? You was just laying pipe 2 weeks ago. You should have been saying goodbye to the streets when you chose to sign up for this show. Nonetheless, Aaron said that he has been to therapy, and the books he has read the past 2 years have prepared him for this. It didn't prepare you enough because, again, Aaron, 2 weeks ago, you were still sleeping around. You had signed up for this show. You had went through this process. You had did everything that you needed to get prepared for this show, to be on this show, yet you were still sleeping around. Does that sound like somebody that is like prepared and ready to do this? Because it doesn't to me, but hey, what do I know, right? So then we have Airris is walking out, right? His cousin is down there. Now, cousin Felina, I was with you last episode, but you're doing too much this week. So his cousin is out there, and she's like, if you want to leave, we can leave. We can run now. Don't do this. This is crazy. You're not ready. Somebody was like, it's given that you're not a real cousin and you've been a low-key duck-off cut buddy. It's weird the way that she is trying to keep him from doing this. It's one thing if you're trying to keep him from, I guess ruining somebody else's life or whatever, but this is just giving a little weirdo on her part. So he's like, so if I wanted to leave now, you would leave? And she was like, yes, we can leave out together, but we know that he's not going to. So let me know what you thought about everything that happened, the little bit that did happen on tonight's episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, hop in the comment section, y'all, and I will catch you guys next week.